All right, so today we're starting Unit 2. This is Unit 2, and it is Lesson 1. So Unit 2, Lesson 1, we're going to be doing congruent parts. So all those people following along, what is supposed to be on my table of contents for the objective here?
Congruent parts.
Thank you, congruent parts. You know what? Hey, you know what? You're on top of things. Look, right there, right there.
I said it too.
I didn't
This
hear
is the
it.
first one I caught in like forever.
In your head? Okay.
And I got
All right.
the same one.
So, right here, I'm going to give you guys time. So we're going to be doing 1.1 right now. Which one does not belong? So everyone should be paired up somewhat right now. And so I'm going to move some people for this so we can actually have some working pairs. Okay, so we're going to get this. So you guys, you and your partner are going to start on this. I'm going to give you guys 2 minutes. For this, you guys are going to figure out which one should not be there. All right, you guys.
Wait, what's the date?
Today's date?
The
15th. All right, so go ahead, get started. You and your partner. Everyone should have new partners. I think they have new partners. Okay, speaking of partners, I'm going to move you all the way up here. Okay, now, who else am I moving? Ricardo, where am I moving you to? Right there. Right there. Okay, and so I'm going to have you with her. Okay. Anyway, all right. So you guys are you now? Now, can you guys work as a group of 3? Yeah. Okay. You're not on the cool down. You're on the lesson. Where's the lesson? All right. So which one of these don't belong? Hey, come on. Which one doesn't belong?
Can I like get some patty cakes?
Do you want patty cake for this? Here. Okay. You don't need patty cake, but do the same shape.
That one.
So hopefully partners are talking with each other.
Yeah.
Can you talk among yourself? I know, but you're on this one. You good? Why?
I would not send any of my kids to do it. No.
Feel justified.
No, I think yes. I go with C.
It's supposed to be S and R.
It's either C or D.
No. You got that creepy smile. It's like, no.
That was like for the deepest part. And I was like,
Which one do you guys choose? You guys gotta talk to each other. Why? Tell me why. Okay, then say it. How do you say it?
And
where?
You're like, that was chilly.
you're gonna get this.
All right, let's see what we got. Okay, who said A? Who said A? Right there. Why'd you say A? Go ahead. Okay, so what would it be called if there isn't any little, that it's what?
Prime.
Not prime,
Image.
not image,
Pre-image.
pre-image, right? It's before we move it. When we move it, that's going to be the image. This is the pre-image. So A is the pre-image. Okay, who said B? No one said B? Okay. Who said C? All right, why C?
Well, I figured it was C because the Q and R switch places where the P and S did.
Ooh, excellent. So those aren't right, are they? So this slid down, and these two flipped,
Yeah.
right? So this says Q and R in the wrong place?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait. What?
Look. P, right? S prime. And now look, this one. Uh-oh. So these ones are flipped, aren't they? All right, so who said D?
Well, I did, but
Yeah, she did.
because look at P-S. No, wait. I mean, P and R.
P and R? What about P and R?
Because R is up top and P is at the. Wait. Yeah.
She
If-
right.
Maybe P and
Like
S
P and R should be like this.
Like this?
Like this.
Like this?
Like a line.
You said like these.
Like these.
Like these?
Yeah, it should be a line.
Okay, so you're saying that from my pre-image, P, S.
Oh wait, you're going for the premium?
No, you're looking at all the rest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Q and R. Because you need a reference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, are you saying they're like these?
Yeah, the
What if I went like these?
Yeah, I didn't know you were going for the pre-image. Why does that make me feel stupid, man?
You know, it's just something different.
Why you do this to
So
me?
there it is. All right. So this one right here, what would I say that I did from here to here? Rotated. All right, so this one is rotated. And what would you say this one is?
Flip.
Flip? What's the word for flip?
Reflection.
Very good. Reflection. All right. 1.2. If we know this, then we know that ABC, so triangle ABC, is congruent to triangle DEF, and this is the notation for it. Okay, that's a congruent symbol. Okay, they have a whole bunch of hot mess right here. Okay, I don't like the way they actually did this because they asked you a whole bunch of questions, which I do not like. I do not like them here or there. I do not like them anywhere.
I do not like the green next to him.
Yes.
Get them out of my face.
Yeah,
Smack you.
because I would not, could not, because there's no box. All right, so
'Cause there's no.
watch this. If this is congruent to this, now pay close attention right here. This is where the test question comes in. What angle is A congruent to? Say it. D. Angle D, right? They are corresponding right there. So I would actually remember, how do we mark that things are going to be congruent?
A line.
Little marks, right? But if I'm doing an angles, I get arcs. So A is congruent to D. Okay, what else do I know?
E is congruent to B.
E and B, right? So B is congruent to E. Very good. So are they the same as A?
No.
No. So what? How would I mark that?
Two marks.
2 marks, right? So 1, 2. Same thing goes here, right? Okay. And the next one I would say what? C and F, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get how many there?
3.
3. So we have angle A is congruent to angle D. Angle B is congruent to angle E. Angle C is congruent to angle F. Okay. Now, the rest of this is actually pretty easy. You'll like this part. It's so easy. Here's my drink. Okay. So the next part is line segment AB. Line segment AB. So that's this one down here. So segment AB is going to be congruent to segment
ED.
ED or DE, right? If you notice, I went with just these two right here, so I could say there, right? So I'm going to say that AB is congruent to DE. Now, how do I show that the segments are congruent?
A line.
A line, just a little tick mark, right? So I'm going to put one tick mark here, and over here I also put one tick mark. Okay, can someone give me another one? BC. So BC is going to be congruent to EF, right?
Yeah.
So I'm going to put 2 here, and EF gets 2 here. BC is congruent to EF. All right, my last one. AC or CA, right?
Yeah.
Give me 3 there. So AC
DF.
is congruent to DF, right? Anyone have questions over that? That should be pretty straightforward, right? Are we good?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's one more thing I want to actually notate with this. Okay, we actually just use the vertices of this, but you could also label the angles with 3 points. So angle A, so I could say angle A, that's between B and C, isn't it? Say yes. A is between B and C. So if I'm going to trace over it, so this is actually the best way to try and memorize this. Where did my highlighter go? I had it.
Right in front of me.
Is it? Oh, there it is. It's on the other side of the thing. All right. So this is angle A. So I want you guys to watch this. So I'm tracing over it so you guys could actually see what this does. So that's angle A, right? So angle A is between B and C. So I would write it as angle BAC. Because A is between B and C, right? That's what it means. So when you trace it over, you could actually trace it out. B to A to C. And that would be congruent to the other side where D was, right? So what would I write for D?
EDF.
EDF, right? There we go. So angle EDF. Does that make sense? Questions? Okay, hopefully no one's sleeping on the job right now, right? Everyone's awake. Okay, so let's do the next one. So angle B. What is B between? C and A. It's between C and A, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I would actually say, I could call it CBA. It's going to be congruent to FDE. Angle FDE. Next one, angle. It's going to be C. Where is C between? A and B. So it's going to be ACB is congruent to angle EFD, right? Or DFE would be the same thing. Okay? So EFD. Does that make sense? Does anyone have questions over this on labeling our angles and our parts? So everyone's good on this? Okay, good. All right, so let's go ahead to the next part. And hopefully no one's back there with their earbuds in, not paying attention. All right, so next one says making quadrilaterals. Draw a triangle. Find the midpoint of the longest side of your triangle and use the tools you have available. Rotate your triangle by 180 degrees using midpoint of the longest side of the center of the rotation. All right, so everyone right now take out your compass and take out your straight edge. Okay, are you guys ready? No. What?
I can't find the compass. Oh, yeah. There's only one.
You know what's funny? Because there's like 40 compasses out there right now.
Yeah.
I bet you there isn't.
So here, I have 2 right here that someone left on the desk.
Need another giveaway.
Alright, so I'm going to start this off by... Okay, I'm going to start this off by drawing a triangle, right? Draw a triangle.
What do you have?
That's not a
So
compass.
you can only get one.
You're right.
There's 2 per group.
I said you guys need it.
Here,
I didn't say you're going to use it to draw a triangle.
Wait, can it be any?
Any triangle. Any triangle right now.
it doesn't have to be like super big.
No, just straight. It has to be straight. For this to work, it has to be straight.
Do you have to measure it?
Has
No.
to be an equilateral one?
No, it doesn't have to be equilateral. You just need the sides to be straight.
Wait, straight?
Remember the last time we did triangles?
I'm already almost done.
Didn't work out so well.
Okay, so now it said use the tools you have available to rotate your triangle 180 degrees using the midpoint of the longest side of the center. Okay, so on mine, my longest side is right here. Okay, I am going to use these. So I'm going to use those as stabbing points. So to do this, I'm going to start by stabbing the side and open it how much?
More than halfway.
More than halfway. All right. So more than halfway, I'm going to draw an arc. And without changing the size, stab the other side and draw the arc. So I'm hoping everyone actually gets this far, not staring at me awkwardly. Or just looking off awkwardly. Or rolling your eyes at me awkwardly. Alright. So I'm not actually doing like a full bisector of this. I just want to know this point right here. So that's going to be the midpoint there.
Oh, shoot.
There we go.
This I can see.
You can't see?
What if it doesn't have it in the middle?
It's supposed to be in the middle.
No, like with the other end. The topping.
Oh, it's not going to. It doesn't have to. You just need to do it with the longest side. You'll see why here in a second.
This freaking thing is so wiggly. She said, not yet.
Wait, you take it and extend it all the way or go halfway?
Jessica, you know you can get like, it's okay. What?
What do you mean?
You can get such
Like you take the
a-
longest side and extend it halfway?
No. You're not extending it or anything. You're just
But-
you're just drawing that point. All you need is the midpoint. Because right here it says rotate your triangle 180 degrees by using the midpoint of the longest side. So I have my point here. Okay?
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm going to take my patty paper.
Oh.
I'm going to take my patty paper and I'm going to mark my corners. So we mark the corners, and right here, this midpoint is where I'm spinning it at. So I'm going to take this midpoint right here, I'm going to push it down there, and then spin the paper. So if I spin the paper correctly, I will line up right there.
Wait.
Yeah.
You see what I did? I marked the vertices here, right? I marked the vertices there, and when I spin it 180 degrees, that means this top piece is going to go straight down, and these other two are going to line up on each other. There we go, right there and there, right? So, this spot right here is going to be reflected. So, I'm going to go through and label while I'm doing it too. So, if I call this one A, B, and C, this one over here would be C prime, wouldn't it? Yes? Because I rotated it, didn't I?
Yes.
So I rotated around that, and I got this. So we have the longest side, center rotation, so everyone should have a shape that looks like this right here.
It has to look like that?
It should look something like this, not like exactly, because your triangle's different than mine. Now, label corresponding parts and mark what must be congruent. So, if they're the same, right? That's why I actually use this right here, use the patty paper. If they're the same, AC is going to be congruent to what?
AC prime.
AC prime, very good. So AC is going to be congruent to AC prime, right? Okay, what else could I say?
CB
CB,
is equal to C prime B.
okay, so it's going to be B, C prime, right? Yeah, you said the same thing. All right, so let's mark that. Okay, what else do I going to have?
AB is congruent to AB.
Very good. AB is congruent to AB. That's really important because it's the same thing on both sides, right? It's in this triangle and it's also in this triangle. Okay, let's label our angles now. So if I want to say this angle up here, that's going to be angle C, right? What is that between? Come on, you guys. So here's angle C. What is the 2 points this is between?
Oh, A and B.
It's between A and B, right? Does that make sense? No? All right, let's look. So I'm going to trace angle C. This is angle C now, right? Say yes.
AC.
Yeah.
That is angle C. I traced over it. That is all angle C. Okay, so now, since that is angle C, right here, so I'm going to label it using 3 points.
ACB.
A, C, B. So I'm going to say that angle A, C, B is going to be congruent to angle
AC prime B.
A, C prime B. Is that okay? Did I lose anyone? Questions before I move on to the next one? Because the next one's going to be tricky. Now, from my first triangle, this is A, right? Angle A was here, right? But how do I call that? I can't just call it angle A because isn't there two different angles here?
BAC.
Okay, so I call it what?
BAC.
BAC, right? Because it's going to be between B and C. So it's BAC. Very good. Angle BAC is congruent to angle.
BAC.
What was it? Was it going to be? BAC prime? Yes. Okay, what's the last one then? So that's going to be, this one is congruent to this one here, right? My last one is going to be angle CBA is going to be congruent to
C prime BA.
C prime BA. Okay, yes. Angle C prime BA. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Make conjecture about the quadrilateral you have formed. What must be true for the quadrilateral right here? So, okay, because of this, we were able to prove a quadrilateral, right? Now, because of this, we are able to turn it and rotate it, and it has 4 sides, right? Oh crap, forgot this one right here. Right there. Opposite angles are going to be the same, aren't they? So there's double, these are triple. Okay, alright. Going with that, we have, that should be it. So I'm going to leave the rest for the cool down is going to be for later. So you guys are going to work on this here in a minute. It says cool down lesson 1. It says right here it's a reflection. Okay, provide that array BC is the angle bisector of the whole thing. So I want you to label everything like we just did for the past 2. So you guys work on this. Don't forget, like and subscribe.